Well, all right. So apparently, I don't have the capability to just pause my video if I want to. So I'll have to stop it and create a new video every time I want to stop. So I guess this will be part 3. See, I got my little hat on. I watched my first video, and when every time I stuck my head in there, I could see the bald spot on the top of my head, and I was like, whoa. So I asked my wife, I said, look at this. I said, should I do it like this, or should I wear my hat? And after she seen both versions of it, she decided I should wear my hat. So I've got my hat. I love my little hat. I got this for Christmas. No, I wear hats. Nothing wrong with wearing it. You know, there I go. I'm talking again, and I should be painting. So I'm going to get back to painting. So what are we going to do now? We've got some lighter color ones here and some cerulean blue color ones here. And I've come in here and I just wish I could just paint and not worry about a video. But I'm trying to do a video. And the reason I'm doing these videos, just so anybody knows, is so that one day my children or my great nieces and nephews and their heirs, if they've got a painting hanging in their house that I did, they can look back on it and they can find me on YouTube painting it. And that would be awesome if they could do that. Because I've got a painting that my great uncle Clarence Goggins did. You know, and it's on a board, and it's so simple, and it's a little horse and a carriage in the snow going across a bridge, and he didn't put a date on his painting when he painted it, so I wish he would have. I try to put a date on all my paintings, that way we know how old it is, you know, because time goes by fast, it really does, and you just never know how fast it can go. I painted a painting of my granddaddy's place, and I painted it for my daddy, and I painted it in 1995, and dang, that's, you know, time flew by, and all of a sudden that painting's old. But I can remember just like yesterday when I painted it. And I'm sure Uncle Clarence, if he was still alive today, could remember when he painted his. But he didn't put a date on it. So any of you artists out there that are painting paintings, you know, put the date on it. Sign your little name and put the date on it. That way it locks it when it was done. And there ain't no questions about it. You ain't got to, you know, wonder, well, I wonder what part of this era that he did it, you know. If you got the date on it, you know exactly when he did it. So, there you have it. Anyway, let me get back to painting. I've got a bunch of this stuff blocked in here. My little wife, she said make sure that it wasn't all blue ones. So I'm going to try to mind. And I've got some in here that are a different color, and I'm trying to figure out how to make them a different color, and I'm not sure how to do that. That's some of that stuff I was talking about, where I try to figure it out as I go, you know, and learn. So I've got a different color in here, and when I'm doing these hydrangeas, I want to start out with a dark color underneath it. So I'm going to come in here with these that I want to be different. You know, I talked about how stingy I was with paint. And I also talked about in part 2, I guess it was, that I had come in here twice already to sit down and try to do this. But then chickened out. I didn't have the nerve to do it because I was afraid I was going to mess it up. So I did, and I chickened out, and I didn't do it. So now I'm in here trying it, and I'm going to do something whether I mess it up or not, right? Like I said, the worst thing that could happen is I can just not show you the video, right? So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put some dark colors in here. And that's going to be my base. Alright, I've got it in there. What else do I need? I'm going to put some darks in here. I think this color I'm putting on is Van Dyke Brown. It's going to be kind of dark looking to begin with, I think. Blend it in right here. Okay, let's just put some down in here too. Alright, now then, the brush we got there right there is too thick, I think. I've been trying to decide when I make my blooms, my flowers, the little petals in it, you know, how big do you make them? Do you make them real big, or do you make them small? And if I make them real big, you know, big leaves, that's going to make that pot look small, and it's going to make that bowl look really small. And that bowl's going to look small anyway. I've done figured that out. After I put it in here, and I've got it sitting here and looking at it, compared to everything else, it's like it's going to be a little bitty bowl. It ain't going to be like a bowl that big. It's going to be little, like maybe one of them Japanese little bowls that you drink sake out of or something. Maybe it's, you know, it's little. Okay, so now then, we've got the blocked in colors on here now, right? So now we're going to start painting some petals. So we're going to get a little white and we're going to mix in with our color that we blocked in with. Right? I'm going to get a little bit of this sapphire oil. Sapphire. Just whatever kind of oil you use. My favorite oil, like I said before, is walnut oil. But I couldn't get that. So you can use linseed oil or you can use sapphire oil. You know, any kind of oil. We're going to thin it out. I'm going to get a nice creamy mixture here for you. This paint that I put on here, I didn't put as much oil in it because I want it to be tacky. Okay. I've been in the printing business for 31 years. I run a printing press. And I run 4-color process ink. And when I'm laying my colors down, the first color I put down needs to be tackier than the second color. Alright? So the first color goes down and the second color, because the first color is tacky, the second color will stick to it. Okay? It's like making a peanut butter sandwich. You know? If you put the jelly on the bread first, and then when you try to put the peanut butter on top of the jelly, it just slides off, right? But if you put the peanut butter on the bread first, then when you put the jelly will stick to the peanut butter because peanut butter has more tack to it. That make any sense? Well, that's the way the real world works. So, I put my base color down, and I didn't put a whole lot of oil in it. So now that I'm mixing up my other colors, my lighter colors, lighter values, then when I put it on there, oh look, you see how it just stuck to it? Alright, so what I want to do is come in here and I want to put five little petals. I think if you looked at the, I'm going to add a little bit more oil to it. If you looked at a hydrangea leaf, I think it's got 4 petals. But 5, when you're painting it, seems to work better than 4. So you got to keep adding white to it, because if you put that block down and let it dry, then you could come back and you wouldn't have to keep adding white. But what it's doing is it's picking up that color that's underneath. I think I need to get me a smaller brush. I think this one's making too big of a leaf. I got a smaller one. The answer to that is yes, somewhere, if I can find it. There we go. Yeah, I think that one's smaller. Let's try that.
What you got there?
You can just try different brushes.
We heard it saying it sounded like a gunshot, so he's up there seeing if it's dark there.
Yeah, there we go. See how that worked better? Anyway, like I said before, I had done sat down a couple of days ago and tried to do this and then chickened out. And my paints had kind of dried out where I had tried to do it. There. A little more of that blue in there, maybe a little darker there. I think I'm going to have to put me out some more paint. So is my hat working? Keeps in my bald head when I get over there and paint. I hope that's working. How embarrassing that was for me to look at my video and see my bald head. I didn't realize the top of my head was bald until I watched that video. It was a rude awakening. You ever have one of those? It's like that to these older folks, you know. It's like, oh God, I'm old. It's like all of a sudden you realize that is happening to you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it except be happy. If you're getting bald, you can always get a hat. I see these guys wearing these ball caps all the time, and I wonder to myself, well, are they just wearing that to be stylish, or are they hiding their bald head? But don't get me wrong now, I love bald heads. My daddy, he was bald headed since he was in his 20s. And so far I've managed to hang on to most of mine, and I'm in my upper 50s. Oh, looky there. Man, I hope we can do something with this. I have been so nervous. I didn't want to disappoint nobody. You know? Especially my grandnephews and nieces that one of these days want to watch it. I have 3 children, but I don't have any grandchildren, so I'm not going to expect anything. But I've got some great nieces and great nephews, several of them actually, and this is for them. I think some of them like me. Has anybody that's watching this video ever actually looked at a hydrangea plant? They're beautiful. I've got several in my yard. But the only ones I've ever been able to grow are the blue ones. Those that's got the purple colors and the mint green colors, I haven't been able to grow those. So I'm trying not to talk too much. I'm just trying to paint. I'm just trying to let y'all see what I'm doing. That's what I was telling Brandy earlier. If I just sat here and was painting, I'd just go at it and not worry about nothing. I just try to make it look like what I was wanting to make it look like, and not worry about anything else. And that's good if you can do that. Anyway, when I was chickening out the other day, I'm adding a little bit of purple in here. Whoa. What am I going to do with that? Oh, God. Here I've added a little bit of purple to it. Ah. I kind of like a little purple. And you see all that color I blocked in to begin with is now kind of my dark places that shine through that I didn't put no leaves on. Now, I guess I need to finish the rest of these blue ones that I've got here. I need a little bit more oil because it's getting dry on me. That won't flow. Anyway, what I was saying about where I was chickening out earlier, I had a bunch of these colors here laid out ready to paint, and then I didn't paint. And they sat here for a few days and they're kind of getting dried out on me. That'll happen. I've kind of broke the skin off the top of them. I'm trying to get the most out of them as I can. That falls back to that. You know, if you're not ready to paint with it, you don't need to squirt it out of the tube.
Well, I mean, currently right now, I think after all the stuff is down, we're going to be focusing on things that are kind of really good, that are functional, and we can get everybody in. So things now, it's done pretty much. It's no longer a smart citizen main focus. It's a community main focus, I guess. So we're always
I'm trying to stretch this out here. We got some down here. man, there's a lot of flowers on there, aren't they? They're all over the place.
It's got a big fucking missile in it. Fire.
Takes you a little while to get through all of it.
Tank missile. Fucking float box everything. It's mouse guided. It's not fucking USB guided. So it's
A little more oil because my paint's globbing out on me. Maybe some of that dried up paint. I've got some, we call that in the printing world hickeys. Big old chunks of stuff that ain't supposed to be in there. You need to smooth it out. What is that big old chunk I just pulled off there? We're going to throw that off to the side. How's that? Good. Well, we're getting there. Alright, let's switch to out of our blue that we're doing. Let's try to, I'm going to wash my brush out right quick. Man, I had that baby full. Let's see if we can figure out this color for the lighter flowers. Man, I don't know about that. That's something new. See, that's what I'm saying. Every time we do something, every time I do something, it's like something new, and I have to try to figure it out all over. So, alright. Alright, that palette right there. I think I need a new plate. Need a new palette. I'm gonna try to mix up some of these colors for this. Alright, I'm gonna get me some white here from somewhere. Looks like it's got a little bit of yellow in it. Mix a little bit of oil with it. I'm going to dig a little bit of this alizarin crimson out right here. Alright, that's making like a pink color. Okay. So, alright, so if we've got red, where's my little color chart at? If I want to neutralize that, if I want to kind of, that's kind of a violet red, so I need a kind of a yellow green color to complement that. Okay, so right here I've kind of got a little yellow already in there, right? So if I add a little red to it, see, I had some burnt sienna underneath it, and I put yellow and white on top of it, and that seemed to be working, because it kind of, just looking at my video right here, that kind of pops out a little more than these do, right? So that seems to be working. See, now I've got my base color, and I tried to make it darker like I did these. You remember, these were like really dark blue, and then when I added my petals on it, I added white to it, to that same color, and put my little paint strokes in there, and where my paint strokes weren't, you could see underneath it and see the darker color under it, and that gives you your dark shade of it. So I'm trying to figure out a color to make these, and I'm kind of liking that. So I've got a little white, and I've got my alizarin crimson, so I need to add some kind of green yellow color to it. Here's the part where it comes in here when I start messing it up. Let's see, I've got some greens out on the palette somewhere here. Like this one. Well, I'm just going to get me some. I think I want a little. I'm going to try a little sap green. Sap green is the color of grass, and it's a transparent color. And I'm going to get a little olive green. Olive green it's a transparent color too, but it kind of heads toward, well, you know what olive green looks like. Looks like olives right now. It's a little bit darker green. It's heading toward the darker side. And I can't show you that on this video. That's just one of the things you'll have to experiment with. Okay. So on my new little palette I've got here, I've got some white that's got some yellow mixed in with it, because when my white that I had on my palette, it had some yellow in it. And I'm going to dig a little bit more out. Yeah, there we go. I got a big old chunk. See my big old chunk on there? I'm going to put it on my palette. And I can just get out of there whatever I want. I'm going to put a little oil in it. I say now I've got a little bit of this yellowish white. Now it's kind of a pink color. Alright, I'm just going to get a dab of this green. I'm just experimenting. That's what I do. I get a little bit of the color and I mix in with it. and I see if maybe that's the color. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Alright, so that's with the olive or the sap green. Then I'll get some and I'll put it down here. And I'll do another experiment and I'll get a little bit of this olive green. And some of these colors, you know, I talked about in my first video about, you know, how much paints cost and stuff. And let me just say I made a comment in my first video about that you just nearly have to have a full-time job to be able to paint in order to pay for your paints. Well, that ain't right. I shouldn't have said that. That's discouraging to anybody that's wanting to try to paint. You know, there's lots of little paint kits. You can go to Hobby Lobby and buy a paint kit. Reasonable. You know? It's got all the colors. All you really need is like 4 or 5 colors, right? And you can mix those colors to make any color that you want. You know? I mean, I work at a printing shop and I print stuff. It's called a 4-color process, and it only uses 4 colors: black, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Out of them 4 colors, if you got them 4 colors, you can make anything that you want, depending on how you mix it. And you can buy one of these little color charts here that's fairly inexpensive, and it shows you complementary colors, and it shows you what happens when you add a little black to it, and it shows you what happens when you add a little white to it. You know? And you can get started. You know, I shouldn't have said that. I'm trying to encourage people to paint, and I shouldn't have said that to discourage anybody, because, you know. But on the other hand, on the flip side of the coin, once you really get into painting and you're trying to make it look good, you know, then your supplies get costing a little bit more, and, you know, canvases, you know, you want a bigger canvas and it costs more. You know, it's a wonderful hobby. And I've been doing it for a long time, and it's one of the most enjoyable things I've ever done. I can be totally stressed out, and I can come in here and start painting, and all my worries go away, and everything just leaves. So anyway, now I'm doing another experiment with this darker color, olive green. And I'm seeing what kind of a shade I can get out of that. Okay, so the olive green, I don't know if you can say that, but the olive green color mixed with this white kind of made a brownish looking green color. Where the sap green with the white made kind of a minty looking color. And that's the color I'm wanting to go for up here. So, I'm going to put me out some more white, because I don't want to have to use that glob that's all contaminated with the yellow. So I'm going to get me some fresh white. Alright, look at there. You know, white paint. Oh man, my lid's cross-threaded. I don't want to go back on. Oh, there you go. Maybe. White comes in these big tubes because you usually use a lot of it. Now when I'm painting like a landscape or something, I try my best not to use white. You know, I will in the sky, you know, because you gotta have white in your sky. But like when I'm painting the landscape part of it, white will destroy your hues and your, I don't know how to explain it. If I want to lighten something up, I will add yellow to it instead of white. Got paint. I've got white on my fingers. It's time to get another paper towel. Look at there. Thing about painting, you know, I see all these artists on the Facebook and they're using the rubber gloves, and that's probably good, I guess. I mean, some of these paints, I'm not sure which some of the whites that you get, it may be flake white. I can't remember which one it is. Anyway, I think it's flake white. Anyway, they've got a lot of lead in it. So, you know, it might not be too good for you to get it on your hands and soak it in your skin and all that. And I admire them for, you know, taking precautions like that. But, you know what? I'm old. And I've been in the printing business I've been printing for 31 years. And I've had ink up to my elbows. And when I wasn't at work printing, I was at home painting and I had paint up to my elbows. So I'll just leave it in God's hands. I don't know what happens to me. Okay, I've got this minty looking green color here. And I ain't sure if that's going to make a good flower or not. It might make a few leaves. Let's see what it looks like. Well, I don't know. Let me add a little oil to it. I think we might put a few in like that. Okay, now then. Now what's happening is as I'm putting them leaves on there, I'm picking up this color that I put down as my base. And the reason I know that is because when I go back to my palette, I'm picking up I lost some light there. I'm picking up some of my brown that I laid down. Hey, you want to be in my video? You don't want to stick your head in and say, hey. That was my little niece, Tiff. She's my buddy. Anyway. Alright, we're going to come in here and we're going to do that. I'm going to add some more white now. Let's come right here. Okay, I gotta add a little more oil to it. my paint's getting a little thick. When I laid them last flyers down, I seen a big old, like a peak stick up off of it. I don't like painting real thick. I like everything to be kind of flat.
He's right, Uncle Sammy.
What's that?
He's right.
What was we right about?
I just caught a huge turtle.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I was walking them banks again, and there's a muskrat down up there underneath the tree, and I was sitting there looking at it. And the next thing I know, I look off my right, and there's just this big old giant turtle just slowly walking through the water. I was like, hey!
Well, they're out.
Yeah, I reached out, grabbed him by his tail, picked up him next to him from there, tossed him back out.
Alright.
But yeah, we was right on the money talking about him.
You know, you've been made immortal now, because now you're part of my painting video.
Oh, man.
But that's good.
Yeah.
I like that. Everybody, that was my nephew Adam, and he's been out hunting turtles, and he found some. Here we go. Did y'all see that fly just go by? Alright, now, what I'm going to do about right in here. I think it might be too white. I don't know. I think I need to add a little more red to it. Let's try a little more red. See what that looks like. I think I need a little burnt sienna. Let's see. There's some burnt sienna. Let's grab a little bit of burnt sienna. And we'll stick, I grabbed a big old chunk of it on my brush. And I'm going to stick it off to the side over here. That way I can reach it when I want to. Now I've got some of it in my brush. And I'm going to reach in here with my little puddle that I got. Yeah, there we go. Just whatever little bit I had on there. You can see red for some reason. A little dab of D. Red goes a long way. Alright. We'll just drop a little bit in there. Well, are you seeing how much fun I'm having? I'm just sitting here, I'm just dropping in some little petals. I ain't liking the looks of that. It looks pink to me. I want to add a little bit more of this burnt sienna. Maybe a little more of this green. We're going to, green and red are complementary colors. I'm just going to dab a little bit of that in here. Well, I'm not liking this. Let's try the other green. Maybe that'll show up better. Well, it does. But I don't think it's the color I was shooting for. Let's mix a little red with that. Maybe that'll be better. Well, too much red. Little dab of doo on the red. Remember that. She didn't want them all to be blue. I could have put some blue and right in there. Well, they still do it. I'll tell you what, let's just grab a little bit of that. Let's mix a little bit of that cerulean blue color that we had over here in with this brown color we got. Let's drop that in there. Oh, look at that. It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. Looks a little better than what it was. chances are they're all going to end up eventually. Some of these flowers will, like after a while, some of my hydrangeas that I've seen bloom, they started out looking kind of minty green looking, but then after a while they ended up turning that cerulean blue color. I'm just not getting enough contrast on that. And I ain't liking it, so I'm just going to change it. You know? I'm going to add some shadows in here with some of this purple and some other blues that I've got. It's got to have some contrast. It can't just be all them little colors, you know. You gotta make it kind of come to life a little bit. You gotta add some little darks and shadows and stuff in there. I like the lighter colors. But it can't just be white looking. I just can't make it look like it. I'm not that proficient at it. Alright, let's kind of blend that together and we'll mix them together a little bit. Let's put some right there. What we got? Let me just, whatever color we got, we're going to come in here and we're going to put it in here. Look at there. We'll just fill it in the hole. Alright, now then. I think I need a little more of that purple color. I kind of like that purple color. Let's drop a little bit of that in. Okay, then remember we said the light was coming in from this way, right? Alright, so let's get the darker, let's get a little bit of darker. We're going to mix, oh yeah, here we go. We're going to get a darker color. I got a little blue and some red. We're going to come in here and we're going to kind of bottom side here, we're going to darken it up a little bit. Maybe under that shadow right there. Right in here, we're going to put some in there. There. You just do it however you want to. All we're doing is we're just putting colors on the canvas, you know, we're just trying to make it. Oh God, here we got another flower down here. Man, we ain't even started on that one. Oh God. What are we gonna do down here? Let's see, what did we do up there? We had some kind of a light looking. thing about being stingy with your paints and not putting out however many paints you want, instead of putting out big globs of it, the advantage to putting out big globs of paint is that you don't run out of paint. You put out all them big globs of paint and you've got all them colors out there and you've got all you'll ever need. But if you don't put enough out, then you gotta squeeze some more out of the old toothpaste tube, and you gotta try to kind of match what you already had before. And that's alright. Most of the time you can. You can match what you've done. I mean, you know, you just did it. Maybe if you ain't checking out and you put it off for a week, you can remember what colors you used to make a certain color. Yeah. Or you might not. And if you don't, it'll be alright. You can just make it a new color. And that'll be a new variety of colors that you've got in your painting. Of course, that's just my opinion. And I ain't one to give them. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just happen to be painting the best I can do. And if you decided to watch me, then you're learning with me, because I learn as I go. I just try to make something look like it might ought to happen. Does that make any sense? I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but I'm having fun at it. Alright. Oh God. What am I doing now? Oh. I think I've used all that white up. I've got some more white right here. Let me see if I can get some fresh white. Yeah, there's a big old blob right there. I'm gonna put it down right here. It's got a little green mixed in with it. I'll come right into here. Gotta get some oil. It's too thick. It won't flow up. Some of these better paints you get, when you squirt them out, they come out like in a chunk. That just means that all the pigments are really packed up and the tube of paint ain't full of oil. You know, you can buy oil, but them pigments, they're expensive. I'm gonna come right here. Remember, the light's coming from here. I'm gonna come right here and I'm just gonna get some of this lighter color. Glob on this top side here. Hey, see, now you can see the light shining down. I'm gonna do it right here too. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'll get some right in through here. Y'all still out there? Anybody watching? I'm just having fun. This is what I do. I've got little paintings hanging all over the place that nobody wants except me. I've been trying to paint some small paintings for a church, little fundraiser, auction, craft show, something. I'm not really sure. I usually don't do stuff like that, but it seemed interesting to me. So I started trying to paint some little small paintings, like 5 by 6 inches or 5 by 7 inches or something like that. I've done several, but it's coming up pretty quick, and I ain't sure if I've got enough to do, have enough to put in it. So we'll just have to see. Maybe. If I can get done with this one, this might be one to go in it. It's starting to come around. It looks like something. Alright, now then. Whoa, look at there. Oh man, look, right there's one we ain't even touched yet. Oh God, just when you thought you was about done with it. Alright, let's go in here and let's see if we can find some more of that paint. I don't know if I got any more left. Yeah, there might be a little bit up in here. Alright, let's get us a little bit of that. Yeah, maybe enough. Mix some oil with it. Thin it out. Get it kind of creamy looking. Alright, now we're going to come right here. We're going to have some flowers down here. Flowers everywhere. They're just coming out of our ears. Yeah, let's get in there and some of that dark stuff. Let's see if we can find the dark stuff. Yeah, there's a little bit. We're going to come in and we're going to add a little dark highlights in there. Sometimes you just, you need to add a little dark. doing? Sometimes you just get carried away and you don't know what you're doing. You just start following your gut and you just start doing something and you think, man, what am I thinking? You know, the same thing goes with this as with when I'm doing landscapes. I'll come through and I'll paint it dark. Remember when I first put it on here? All that was dark, right? And then I added white to that same color, and I come in, started putting the leaves, the petals of the flowers in, right? So I went from dark, and then I went light. And I did the same thing here, right? I had a dark place here and a dark place here, you know. And I put the light colors on, and you know, that looks pretty good. But now, I'm going to come back again with my darker colors. I'm going to come in here and just kind of add some shadows in there, here and there, you know. And that's the same thing I do when I'm doing my landscapes. I'll paint on one. I've got one painting right over there that I can show you that I've been working on for 2 months. I'll come in. I've got 20 different versions of it. I'll come in and I'll paint lights in it. And then I'll come back and I'll paint the shadows in that. And then I'll come back and I'll paint the lights back on those shadows that I had, and I just go back and forth until I'm finally happy with it. Either that or some of them I never get happy with, but I just finally decide, well, I painted enough on it and I quit. You know, I've got some paintings that I ain't even ever signed because I never did get done with it. So, you know. Oh, I got two. That red, I tell you right now, a little dab of D. Let me wipe that off. Man, that red, it goes a long way. Alright, see I'm coming in here with my darks now. And I'm kind of, you know, our light's coming from here, so it's shining down, and I'm just kind of filling in some of these places that are maybe in the dark side of the how's that look? It's hard for me to tell sometimes when I get to painting. I ain't sure what it looks like. Okay. So now then, we've kind of got the flowers thrown in there. I've got one leaf that's kind of, that I've kind of got started right in here. I don't know if you can see it. When I first started, it kind of looked like a cucumber stuck in there. Does that look like a cucumber? Maybe not. Anyway. Leaves are kind of maybe my, like with Superman, my kryptonite, so sometimes I put them off to the last. So I'm going to be trying to drop some leaves in here this next time. So, but I'm going to take a little break right now. So I guess the next time will be part 4.